Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Talk, episode number 27. Now, what we're going to be taking a look at is, yes, I know I took a hiatus. I do apologize, and it's great to be back, is what's behind the push for a fourth stimulus check. That's right, a fourth. I've gotten three because I have qualified every time. I mean, I'm not about socialism or anything like that, and I know this is kind of the direction they're trying to go to get you to dependent on that government love, so to speak. But here it is. CBS News says the IRS has issued some 159 million payments in the third round of direct stimulus aid, with 2 million people this week in line to receive the $1,400 checks. But some lawmakers are pushing for a fourth round of stimulus aid that would effectively send recurring payments until the pandemic ends. Holy criminy, that's big. Excuse my language. Dude, that's huge. That's huge. Oof. Yeah. That's the socialism coming out there. Mommy and daddy government love to help. So far, the federal response to the economic I can't talk. I'm sorry. Economic crisis caused by the coronavirus pandemic has delivered $3,200 each to each eligible adult, $1,200 via the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act in March 2020, $600 in a December relief measure, and $1,400 under the American Rescue Plan signed in March by President Joe Biden. Despite the financial assistance, millions of Americans remain in financial distress. That is true. I mean, that's not true. I'm sorry, that's true. I'm not going to dispute that. There are people who definitely need help. With about 4 in 10 people saying their income remains below its pre-pandemic levels. I do understand that for a lot of people, who have their businesses have been closed or they worked at mom and pop stores, stuff like that. According to a recent survey from financial services firm TransUnion, unemployment remains elevated, especially in low-wage industries such as food services and hospitality, where demand is still lagging amid rising coronavirus rates. Go away. For many people, in short, the latest round of $1,400 checks may not last long. An issue, I think the average rent payment in the United States is between, $800 to 1,100 ish. I think that's the broad range. So if you get $1,400, that's something that's going to go to a lot to paying rent. For many people, in short, the latest round of $1,400 checks may not last long, an issue that is on the minds of many Americans who continue to struggle with joblessness and a weak labor market. 21 senators, all Democrats, signed a March 30 letter to Mr. President Joe Biden. He is President Joe Biden in support. Look, I would have said President Donald Trump. He's president. In support of recurring stimulus payments, posting out that the $1,400 payments being distributed by the IRS won't tide people for very long. Given the people who are definitely out of work, I see that. There are also people who are going back to work. It's kind of a toss-up. I get it. Almost 6 in 10 people say that the $1,400 payments set to be included in the rescue package will last them less than 3 months. I mean, I don't think it would last even that long. I'd give you probably a month and a half tops. I'm just being realistic. I'm not asking for more money. If they're going to give it, I mean, obviously it's not like, I have direct deposit. They're just going to be like going, here you go. It's like it's like slipping a Mickey under the table to the bartender, like, hey man, that top shelf stuff, real secret. Why don't you just give me some of that for me and the lady over here? And he's like going, I got you, chief. Well, the letter doesn't specify how large the payments the senators are seeking. A separate effort from Democratic lawmakers in January pushed for 2,000 monthly checks until the pandemic ends. Instead of the American Rescue Plan authorized $1,400 for each adult eligible and dependent. So far, people who have received the 3 rounds of stimulus payments said they're using most of the funds to pay down debt or sock away the money in savings, according to a new analysis from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. That could indicate that people are using the money to whittle down debt they incurred during the pandemic, as well as to build up an emergency fund in case of another shock. That's not far off the mark. I'm going to be honest. Me personally, all the stimulus that I've gotten, I've actually paid bills, or I've put into savings, or I've paid off debt. It's just something that, yes, I understand. We are printing money, and that's not good. We're just like artificially printing money. That will have a negative effect to the deficit. Um, but at the same time, there are people who still do need help. So it's such a wishy-washy case. Still, many people said they plan to spend their stimulus funds on the basics. Food and housing costs were cited as the top two uses for the third stimulus check following savings, according to a February poll on. Yeah, hi, Pop Boys. Yes, I know I'm filming a video. You want to come up here, Mr. Pop Boys? Look at him. Look at Mr. Pop Boys. Look at the camera, Pop Boys. Look at the camera. Look at it. That's Mr. Pop Boys. I love you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put you this way because it's gonna get. Yeah, if I put him over my shoulder this way, he goes for the couch and then he actually digs in to like jump onto it. It's bad. Oh, where was I? Third stimulus check following savings, according to the February poll from Bloomberg Morning Consult. Still living paycheck to paycheck. Some talk. What am I at? Okay, we're still good. 110 minutes. Some top economists have called for more direct aid to Americans. More than 150 economists, including former Obama administration economic Jason Furman, signed a letter last year that argued that for recurring direct stimulus payments lasting until the economy recovers. Piper, where you at? He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know what to do. Although the economy is improving, including a surge in hiring last month, millions of people continue to suffer from reduced income and have not been able to tap government aid programs, said Greg Nassif, political director of Humanity Forward, a nonprofit pushing for recurring stimulus payments. Only 4 in 10 jobless workers actually receive unemployment aid, according to a March study from economist Eliza Forsyth. There's so much to cover on this. Okay. I'm going to skip forward. How likely is the fourth stimulus check? Don't hold your breath. According to Wall Street analysis, yeah, because Wall Street, really? Did you see GameStop? Did you see AMC? I had AMC stock just for the record. I bought AMC stock before shortly after the pandemic started, and then all of a sudden, like when everybody's like, Wall Street needs to take a break. Y'all are drunk at the wheel, seriously. Or you're sleeping, or you're high, or you're comatose. I don't care. Don't hold your breath, according to Wall Street analysts. I think it's unlikely at this time. Raymond James analyst Ed Mills told CNBC. One reason is that the Biden administration is focused on advancing its $2 trillion infrastructure plan, which actually has economic stuff in it, which would reshape the economy by rebuilding aging schools, roads, and airports, as well as investing in projects ranging from affordable housing to broadband. But they would also actually... it's not just infrastructure. Infrastructure has become a broad explanation. The proposal, which the White House says would be funded by boosting the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%, may be tougher to pass than the relief bill that provided the $1,400 checks to most Americans, because opposition from both Republicans and some Democrats, noted Stifel chief Washington policy strategist Brian Gardner last month. Oh, there's so much. Okay. Even so, where are we at? 10 minutes. Okay. We're going to skip to the bottom. At the same time, the economy is expected to rebound this year thanks to rising COVID-19 vaccination rates. And as states start to open, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon predicted in this annual letter to shareholders last week that I can't talk. I'm trying to read so fast. The economic boom could last until 2023. It's an artificial economic boom. I don't believe it's going to happen. I follow JP Morgan, and I don't believe it. I definitely invest. I don't believe it. Not 2023. I give you the end of, no, probably the beginning of 2021, and we're going to have a crash. I'm being serious. I'm not joking. With excess savings, new stimulus savings, a huge deficit spending, more quantitative easing by the Federal Reserve, a new potential infrastructure bill, a successful vaccine, and euphoria around the end of the pandemic, the U.S. economy will likely boom. It's already booming because it was artificial. The recession was artificially in place. This boom could easily run into 2023 because all the spending could extend into 2023. Diamond wrote in a letter, because we're going to continue funding things until 2023. That doesn't make any sense. That could diminish the rationale for the government offering more direct data, especially if the jobless rate recovers and more workers come off the sideline. Yes, but you're not taking into account the workers who have been sidelined initially. See, this is the problem with JP Morgan. I'm not a socialist. I'm very much an American, a capitalist, freedom, all that stuff. But the thing is that I have invested over the pandemic in the stock market, and when things were low, and I bought when things were low, and then I've sold when things are high. The thing is that as the artificial recession comes out, there are going to be more people working. The thing is, though, is that there are still going to be lagging bills. There are things that the American people, are not going to be able to subsidize. And I don't like stimulus checks. It's ugly. It's kind of a path to socialism. But we're in a rough place, dudes. We're in a rough place. There are people. The economic crash of 2008. People lost their retirements, their 401ks. The 401k is an experiment that the U.S. Tried to do. The U.S. corporations and stuff like that tried to do, and it was a failure. It was a failure. Long gone are the days of the pension. Now your retirement is in the hands of you, the American people. And guess what? We have slippery fingers under the economy. That's the problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It went a little long. I'll definitely talk to you again real soon. Thank you guys. I missed y'all, and I'll see you again. Thank you.